Hello, everybody, and welcome back to what is going to be the conclusion. Probably think we're going all weird on breaks. We do this thing sometimes with Burning Wheel where we're like, we're going to play for an hour, then we'll take a break, but then sometimes we play for like an hour and 20 minutes,
Yeah.
and we're like, wait, just shit, breaks. So, you know what? If you're here for like regularly scheduled hourly breaks, I'm sorry, this is the wrong show. So, we're going to play until we run out of time, or until it feels right. I would like to begin this segment with the witch Agatha. Agatha, lay your witchy plans upon me.
Well, you know who isn't using their name that they were given
Who dat?
by way of naming magic? Sufferance.
Truth. That is a true statement. He's also not
No,
using
not
his
truth. Sufferance.
name. Right. Yes.
Lots of people have virtue names in this game.
That is true. Yeah, we got a lot of tiefling adjacents.
Yeah, so I think that's Agatha's plan. Now, to the stealing of the name,
Yeah.
the snipping of the shadow.
Yeah.
What
Let's
is
talk
what is
about
let's
that.
talk about this. What does it involve?
I don't even know. I just said that's what you had to do, and I didn't even think about what you'd have to roll to do that.
You can't just make stuff up,
I
Adam.
just guessed.
That's
I was like, listen, you'll just magically horseshit your way. Someone will make a roll, and then you'll probably get injured again. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like there's a bunch of it's not the solution is not my problem, right? The
it's true.
obstacle is my problem. So I don't know. You could make. Do you have a wise that might help you? I mean, you have like name wise or something, right?
Mm, no,
Okay, good. That's good.
sadly.
What's that? What is your skill for like naming people?
Well, it's a spell. There's a
Oh, there you
sorcery
go.
spell for doing it. I could do the magical knowledge thing
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I could make it a sorcery
Because
test.
yo, you could just tell me, right? That's the great thing about like
If you're
the.
okay with that, I
Oh
just didn't know if you
yeah.
had a plan
No, I
of
mean
it.
you tell me, and then like if you have a wise. No, no, I don't know. Magic shit was all I knew. Witchy fairy
Okay.
tale magic horse shit.
I
Okay.
mean, the other thing too is I can just make up a spell for stripping someone of their name.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
Maybe
called
that's
get
what.
your name out your mouth, and you steal it from them.
I already have a spell about keeping my name out
That's
of other
right.
people's
Now let's
mouths.
keep your own name. I just knew it was in your paradigm, and I figured we'd be able to figure it out.
Yeah, I think so too. So, hmm. Yeah, I think maybe I just need to there's like a casting out ritual for
So I guess yeah,
the
this is the
people, and I
question,
need to
right? And
do
let's
that
talk about this
once
because names are
someone's
important. Names are important to your culture. She does have a name, but is going like she has a true name that she was given. But
yeah.
then also there was probably like because you know if names are important to your culture, the god folk found some excuse to like strip names from people, right? Like
Yes.
if you went to Roblard and you're like, "Yo, how does the church baptize someone and give them a new Christian name essentially?" He'd be like, "Oh, yo, dude, we got rituals for days."
So it may be
Um,
that her name has already been taken from her
Yeah,
by that
maybe.
ritual.
Maybe
Yeah.
could be, yeah. But then I also like that would require that you see that as being real and true and possible, right? That you are like, yeah, you can take someone's name and wash it away in the
Like their
waters of the
method
Lord.
could work. Yeah.
Yeah. But if that can't happen, she's still got it buried under her somewhere, right? It's still in there. She probably still knows what it is. Like I think
I think
when
as long as she holds on to
when
it,
you talk about
is how I
names,
feel
we're
about it.
talking about capital and magic,
Yes.
fucking like Ged Sparrowhawk shit.
Yes.
But when the
Some
church
Ursula Le
talks,
Guin style.
yeah, when the church talks about names, they're like, "Yo, your name is not walks upon the water with fire in your eyes. Your name is Susan now. Your name is Susan. Like that. Her name is Susan. We got some other Susans around here, so
It's
chill."
Felicia.
Yeah. So yeah, like I don't think the church can take your name away from you. I don't think they have that power. But you can give up on your name. So maybe she has already, and if
Yeah.
that's the case, if she's like, no, I don't even, that's not me. I've given up my true name. That you can do because you own your name, right? Unless a
Hmm.
witch takes it away from you by accident or on purpose.
Whoops. Whoops.
I wonder too, like, would it be blasphemous to like take someone's name? Like somebody gave this girl a name. How do you feel about being like, no, you don't deserve it?
I mean, I feel like all cultures do have mechanisms for that, right? There is always a way to cast someone out
Mm-hmm.
or strip someone of their identity, right? And this is just a very literal version
Yeah,
of that.
yeah, I feel that.
So maybe I just have a spell for banishing people, and that's what we're gonna do here, Adam. Maybe
Cool.
that's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I just have to give her.
But this is different, right? Because you'll have to banish, you'll have to take her name from her, which normally it would be, I don't know, you'd probably like burn it or like give it back to the spirits or like this person is gone. Maybe there's a ritual for the dead, right, where you return their name to like the
Mm,
world of the spirits.
Well, yeah, because you'd made the point before, Andrew, that names were recurring.
yeah, they would get like passed on and stuff.
Yeah.
So
So you take it back. But this time you're not getting rid of it. You're just like, yo, we gave this to the wrong person. Let's give it to somebody else.
let's give it to someone more deserving.
Yeah. That's rough.
Um,
You're not Vercingetorix
okay.
anymore. You're
Here's what I propose to you, Adam.
okay.
The things I need, all I need to is I can just reassign her name as long as I know it.
Okay.
And so I have to get her to tell
Yeah,
me.
and there's
And then I can do
a
it.
spell for giving the name to a person, right? Like
Yeah, because I already
making it
have that.
stick. Yeah.
And I tried to cast it on Serica
But that was before you had a
before,
name to give her.
Yeah.
but now I can like stitch her together with this other name, and it will make doing the spell easier or something like that.
Yeah.
So I just need to go talk to Sufferance and be like, "Yo, what was your name?"
Cool. She's really in the mood to talk to you right now.
Oh, I know she
She's
isn't.
super excited to hang out and talk and share intimate secrets from her past.
I'm gonna get her to tell me.
Okay. All right. Well, let's have you roll circles.
Since I can't find Sufferance,
No, she's just not around.
she's not around.
Yeah.
Or sorry, Serica.
Serica, yeah. It's okay. Neculi.
Yeah,
Reza.
can't find Neculi to
Yeah.
find
Yeah.
Reza.
Okay. That sounds good.
So I need to circles up Sufferance.
Mhm.
All right, and she's bad circles, isn't she?
Yeah, she doesn't
Or
like
is she
you.
even?
She doesn't like you right now. I'm gonna call it ob 3 for her. 'Cause she's actively avoiding you, but there's only like she won't leave the place, but she'll like
Hmm.
yeah, she'll try to stay away from you and not talk to you.
Are there any modifiers to this other than just whatever the obstacle is?
Circles, the modifiers are reputations or affiliations, right?
Hmm.
Yep.
Don't have an affiliation or reputation inside the church, so
No.
all right.
And if you fail, you'll find her, but she'll just be really pissed at you, and it'll make the following interaction more difficult.
Good luck to me. I just need successes on all my dice.
2 and a 6.
I'll spend fate.
Hell yeah.
Also, difficult circles test that I don't really need. Whatever. Okay. Spending fate. No,
All right. So
it did not work.
the place is a little emptier than usual because this group has gone to the court to support Robillard. They've all moved in. More people moving into Alessandra's house. And like I think at this point the king has had to like take a bunch of like other houses that are nearby and like relocate the people that live there to be like, well, I got to turn this into a garrison. Sorry.
Yep.
But yeah, these folks have left, so there's like less people here. There's by about a third, and so there isn't really anywhere for her to hide. And so you find her like working, I don't know, like working on a loom maybe, and she just is like it's like anger weaving, just like clack clack clack, and like I don't talk to me, stupid Agatha, what a jerk. It was a miracle. Miracles are awesome. Agatha doesn't know anything. Yeah, so she's just like she can't leave. There's nowhere for her to go, and she has to do this chore.
Yeah. So Agatha just like sits down in the room and maybe does some related task.
Yeah. Right, weaving because you have someone is like spinning.
Someone has to spin
the wool into the thread, and then the thread gets fed into the loom and all that.
So she starts spinning a little. Like she's not super good at it or anything, but she can do it.
Okay.
Kind of perfunctorily. And after like, some time, we'll strike up a conversation with Sufferance,
Yeah.
who hates me. And so she just says like, they didn't let you go to see the miracles and whatnot.
It was just one miracle, and I have things to do here.
Well, I hope it is not too disappointing.
Just mumbles something under her breath like you're disappointing.
Shitty 14-year-olds being shitty.
She's 20, but yes.
Whatever. Acts like a
Yeah, she
14-year-old.
just mumbles something to herself. All you hear is the like clack clack, the like angry like loom noise. Shut up. Stupid.
I don't mean to be disrespectful of your beliefs. I am simply more practical in my outlook, Sufferance.
She's like, I mean, why don't you make like there's a role here to just like convince her to just stop being like a shitty teenager.
She just
and
like
talk to
chill
you.
out and talk to me. Yeah, exactly. Get her open up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like you're kind of apologizing, so
Yeah, is this a persuade roll?
it feels like a persuade roll.
Persuade her to not hate me.
Persuade her that you're sorry. Sister Sufferance has a will of 4.
All right, well, I got a persuade skill of 5.
Okay.
Is my forking falsehood here?
Are you sorry? I mean, you're here to steal her name, so I feel like this is perfidious.
Yeah, let's fork falsehood in.
Yeah.
It's fine. So that gives me a modifier of 1.
Mm-hmm.
I have to lie because I'm wounded. It's the only way.
I'm only lying because I'm hurt.
It's not a very good roll.
No, you got a fate though. It's been that
Yeah.
6.
Maybe I will get lucky one time.
Yeah. Be a 6. But it isn't. Okay, so you like apologize sort of, and she like angry looms and she says, "Why don't you go back to your room and play with your stones, weird old goat?"
I know for a fact that there was a time when you and I shared some beliefs, some traditions.
And she like clunk like stops and she looks at you and she says, she misinterprets and she says, "I thought you believed in the angels too. I thought you'd be happy to hear about the miracle."
I'm not talking about the angels, girl. I am talking about the traditions of the people of the woods and the magic there. You were given a name in the traditions. Your grandmother, perhaps.
My grandmother's wrong about everything she ever said or did.
And I get it just kind of like shrugs. You don't trust your elders then to know.
Some. I don't think that being older than me just instantly gives you the ability to be right about everything all the time.
What name were you given then?
She looks at you and she's like, "My name is Sufferance. I'm trying to weave this." And she like realizes she doesn't even know what it is. Like, what am I even making? And she just looks at me and she's like, "I'm trying to weave. Leave me alone."
And Agatha says, no.
Damn it didn't work.
You and I have been paired together for a reason. I'm trying to figure out why.
I think that in their mercy, the angels gave you to me to annoy me to death. I'm going to be a martyr of annoyance. They write stories about me, poor Sufferance, who died because some old goat wouldn't stop bleeding at her while she was trying to do her chores.
So stubborn. And bitter, too, I think. Something must have happened to turn you this way.
And she stops and she says, "What do you mean turn me this way?"
Born bitter, then.
You may not think it. You may think me a fool or simple, but I've had a hard life too. Or have you not noticed I have no parents, no siblings about?
And if you and I are both alone and bereft,
Oh, I'm not alone anymore. I have the choir and the angels and Father Robillard. And we've tried to care for you, too, but you've been nothing but difficult the whole time. And now when there's clear proof, there's hope for the first time in ages that things might get better, all you want to do is be sour and say, no, they don't matter.
how will this improve things? Maybe the Lady Corvidae passing would have improved things, and now we are stuck with her. It's not ours to know, as you often say.
But the angels chose her for a reason. They made sure she wouldn't die. And it's gotta mean something. It's a
Yes.
miracle.
Her, a wealthy noblewoman, very important with political power. The angels swoop in and save, but the others, the peasants, the poor, the people in the woods who freeze and starve, who die clawing at the doors and gates of this. And she like kind of gestures wildly to like the monastery, like how we even like turn people away and stuff. Like,
And she shakes her head like, oh, you poor silly person who doesn't understand. She says, you really haven't read any of the scripture, have you? It's full of stories of the spoiled rich or the tyrant changing their mind when they see God's light. I think this will be the same. I think
yes,
this will.
stories written to please them, paid for by them, printed or well, written in books that only they could afford or read. Yes, I know all about this.
You can believe
Um,
that the world is a place of darkness and suffering if you want, but I refuse.
it is not a matter of belief. If you want to talk about proof, the world is full of proof that it is a terrible, dark place full of bitter suffering and despair. I'm ugly truth in this kid to just like shut the fuck up and listen to me like I know some shit.
Okay, all right.
This is like one miracle happens, and like, oh no, there's hope in the world. When they're like every day, day after day, you have
Yeah,
nothing but
she
proof
didn't,
of
she
the
didn't care about
opposite.
that. They're having a
Uh,
parade.
I'm forking in apocalypse wise because we're
Okay.
talking about how the world is doomed and horrible.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'll fork and persuade too. Does that seem fair?
Yeah. Yeah. And so what you want is that she will.
I wanted to
Uh,
just like realize how stupid it is to be like, oh, a miracle, yes, how lovely. And it's like, no, fucking the world sucks. And like, there is no justice in Alessandra being saved when other people are left to die. Like, just because Robillard doesn't fucking notice them or pray for them.
okay. All right.
Yeah, like to acknowledge the horrible darkness of the world. How hard of a thing is this?
I mean, if you're doing it to me, it's like I'll zero. Like I'm with you. You know, this is a
You're just
say.
like,
This is a say yes
yes.
or roll dice situation. But for someone like her, I mean, you're trying to strip away like the last vestiges of like hope this kid has and replace them with nothing. So
Yes.
she's clinging to it. God, I don't know.
Once
The
again, all of these kids are weak, and I need to make them
Yeah, she's gonna hate.
gnarled,
She's gonna hate you so
tenacious
much.
things like
Well, the
me.
thing is, you're not even trying to fix her. You're just trying to soften her up so she'll give you what you want, and then you're gonna like
Well,
Serica her.
either here's the thing: either she needs to be my dark apprentice, or I will steal her name and make Serica my dark
You should make
apprentice.
them fight for it.
We're holding tryouts.
Yeah,
I break
exactly.
a pool cue and chuck the two.
Yeah, it's a sorceress pool cue though. It's like an ugly. It's an ugly truth about like hope, which I think is like pretty serious. I think this is a hard, ugly truth to break through. I'm gonna go with ob five. I know it's high, but like that's it's this is serious. Like if you succeed at this, this is like damaging her faith.
Great. In that case, let's rewind slightly.
Hmm.
I'm gonna add fork astrology in there
Yeah,
too.
totally. Yeah, you haven't made the roll, so you're still able to. Assemble your
Okay, so still 2 forks, but then I'll also add the astrology die against ob 5. We're gonna do this just fine, no problem. It's gonna be easy.
Oh shit! You got 2 6s.
Okay, so I'm
You
rolling
gotta roll the astrology die
the
first.
astrology die. Let's see what the stars have to say.
Done. Fucking
Stars say that I do it.
doomed.
And I think she'll drop the little reference to that one star that we saw, the like really ominous one, and just say, "Why do you think that dark star shines upon us? There is no hope, not in this winter." And she just kind of like has like stopped, right? And so there's no
And
sound. in the
she's
room.
stopped too, and she's just like turned to look at you. I'm just writing her a new belief.
Yes.
There we go. Okay.
I only wish for you to understand the world as it is, and to not live in some fantasy that serves only to march you blindly to whatever fate awaits you. Better to see it,
And
says the blind woman.
Yeah, right. And so she's just like silent and staring at you. You can just hear her breathing.
And this truth of the nature of the world is one that the old ways do not shy away from. We can embrace this truth and use it. Use the stupidity of others who huddle together like sheep. We can be the wolves.
She doesn't have much to say. I'm waiting for the like, join me.
Yeah, and so I can teach you how to become a wolf. It's not too late for you. There's power in the name you were given. I can show you the ways. But first, you have to listen to me and trust me. And she just like crosses her arms and waits. Like, yes, I have shown you the way. Now tell me yes or no.
She you hear her breathe, and she inhales, and it's like a shaky kind of inhalation. Now remember, whatever Agatha is doing here, it can't be to like undermine the fact that the choir exists. You can seize
She's not
control
saying
of the
that
choir.
the angels
Yeah,
don't exist or that
totally.
the stuff is wrong. It's just like, yo, you can stop being a pawn and you can be
Yeah, you just can't turn her
producer.
against the choir or whatever because you're part of it too. But you can.
No, this is just like, yes, the angels are real. Totally. Absolutely. Let's use that.
Okay. I mean, what do you want her to do? Because that's the thing. Like, you can chip away at her ideology, but there's a reason why when we try to like get people to change, you put action behind it. Because just saying
Yeah.
like I can do stuff, she's gonna be like, Great, keep talking. I'm gonna
I
make this
want her
tapestry."
to file a formal application to Agatha's School of Witchcraft and Skullduggery. But no, like Agatha is looking to form a coven. She wants
I think you
like
need to give her something concrete to do, right?
okay,
Because
yeah,
like saying like this is a sign your name in the book like fucking moment, right?
yes,
It's not like you have to say this is what you're gonna get, this is what you have to do. Like go and kill a person, or like she's the
okay.
last roll that you
Here's what it
made opened
is.
her up to being allowed to put that offer in front of her.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's got to be a task, right? Like prove it.
Serica has landed on our doorstep. She has been broken by her past. I know a way to fix her. I know that you care for the girl, or did. Her condition will only grow worse.
Yeah,
She
and
will
the thing is here when you say like I know you care for her, almost instinctively Sufferance is like ugh, Serica, like gross.
Yes, no, I
She
know.
can't help it, right? But
Yeah,
like
exactly. Dark shadow hangs over her, and I would clear it. I would mend her. But too much has been lost, and we need something to replace it with. You could help me do that. You could help me mend Serica and make her whole again. Different, but whole. And I will show you how it is done. And in time, you will have this power. And the traditions will live on in you and in her.
And she shakes her head slightly, and she says, um, "The traditions you speak of all the time, these old ways, they died with my grandmother. You believe in things that don't matter anymore. We don't live in huts in the woods. We build castles and churches now."
What is the castle in the shadow of a mountain but a hut full of scared people? Build as high as you might. The woods one day will claim it. The mountain will still stand. And the stones of the castle will roll down the hills.
I don't care about one day. I care about now, today.
Look outside then, sufferance. This winter will not end. The king will not stop it, nor will prayer. We can stop it.
And what if I don't care about stopping it? What if all I want is to stay warm, to have food?
Food will run out. Fires will die down. You can warm your hands at the burning of the city, but even that will be gone eventually. There will be nothing left. Maybe you at the end, and then you will die cold and alone. Power will keep you warm. Power will feed you.
Okay. I mean, you're getting there. So what? Yeah. What do you want to? Let's put it on the line. Let's say what do you tell her she has to do? Make the offer, right? Put that devil's bargain on the table, and then we'll roll.
An exchange must be made for Serica's life. We need one life to trade for it. It need not be someone important. It can be someone who is soon to die. I will pluck from them their name, and I will give it to her. Stitch her back together from the broken pieces that have been left to us.
What do I care about Serica?
Power is comes best in threes. You, me, and her together.
I don't want to share with Serica. If you're going to give me power, I want it for myself.
How much power do you think you can hold now? Not much.
Yeah, and she scowls at you like, "Shut up! I'm awesome. I'm great. I could have power. You don't know me."
I have great hopes for you, but you will rise up together, not alone.
And she sneers in a way that like you can't see, but we see her, where she's like, "Fine," but some part of the back of her brain is like, "But I'm gonna totally smash her over the head with a rock." Yeah, like later if she fucks with me. Yeah.
And yeah, like Agata doesn't really care. She's like, sure, if the two of them are gonna like duke it out to be chief witch, that's fine.
Yeah, right.
I'll get one strong witch kid out of it.
God, this is the beginning. Like later in the show, when Sister Sufferance turned Mooncastle Witchblood or whatever, when she's stabbing you in the neck with her sacrificial knife and laughing maniacally, this is where it all began. This is the start.
We'll know.
It's the start of that dark road.
Ironic.
Yeah, right. So she just kind of scowls, and then she says, "What would you have me do?"
I am not permitted to leave, nor do I have eyes to see. Go out into the city and find one of these wandering wastrels, a child. Bring them here and help me carry out the task, the exchange.
Okay, so you want her to go and kidnap a kid and bring it here for
You
you.
don't
to
even
do
need to
your magic.
kidnap. It's just like go get an orphan and be like, yes, come to the monastery. We will feed you. You have been chosen by the
Sure.
angels. Whatever.
I love how like how great this is where you're just like, I'm a witch, so let's do some witch shit. Like,
Yeah, hell yeah. It's
it's
my whole
great.
jam.
It's good. I like it.
If you do witch shit with me, you're also a witch.
Yeah,
It's gonna be
totally.
great.
Okay, so I think here's what we'll do. We'll have you roll to persuade, and so that's just her will. Ob 4. I'm gonna give you an odd penalty of 1 because this is a pretty serious ask.
It's a horrible
It's a
thing.
big ask. Yeah. So we'll say Ob 5. If you succeed, she will make an attempt at it. She'll do it. If you fail, she'll probably tell Robillard about this conversation.
Great.
She'll be like, "Yo, she was saying some shit. All right."
Okay, so
And
her will is
her
4.
will is 4, and then it's an
So-
exceedingly difficult task. So we'll say 5.
So we're at 5.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to try to see if I can make an Ob 4 health test real quick.
Okay.
Pardon me a moment. No,
No.
we do not make the Ob 4 health test. Okay. So I am rolling Persuade. I am forking Astrology. I am forking Falsehood and Intimidation.
Falsehood? Like, are you like? I don't feel like this is out of the
I'm not
realm.
lying, I guess.
It's out of the realm.
Actually, okay, well, in that case, Ugly Truth, because definitely there's some face of either of those things. It's either like, I am not, because I am telling the truth here. So it is definitely an ugly one, though. It's like, yes, if you want power, it's going to cost you. This is what it's going to cost. This is how you get it. It's horrible. Yes. We're going to trade one person's life for another.
Mm-hmm.
So Intimidation, Ugly Truth, Astrology.
Okay.
Is it fair to fork bargaining? I know the bargaining is very specific.
No, I
But
don't think so.
also-
Because she has no power here. You're just saying like, do this, or
Yeah, okay.
yeah, this is a command, not a bargain.
And then can it be pathwise in that case for the dark path
Yeah.
I'm setting her out upon? Okay, great. Because I like this pathwise thing being very metaphorical. Okay, so that's
If I can at
So
all
3
justify,
forks
if you
and
succeed
another.
and I can at all justify this, she's totally kidnapping Neculai. That would be incredibly difficult, but that would be a thing. If you had sent Serica to do this, that's how this would have gone.
yeah. So what I, Andrew, the player, see though is there's an opportunity that Agatha doesn't know about, which is really unfortunate, which is that Oberyn is really sweet on Serica.
Mm-hmm.
And if we were like,
Yeah.
she is real hurt, you could save her. You could be the hero.
Mm-hmm.
Just come in here and lay on this slab.
Yeah.
You can be with her forever.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. That would be cool, but I can't do it.
It's
So
just gonna be a random ass baby now.
so Ugly Truth, Intimidation, and my wise.
Living deliciously wise.
And then I will fork Astrology as well, but that comes later.
Black Phillip wise.
Ob is 5. Okay. Fucking
Astrology. Oof.
no 6s, so I can't use Fate on it.
Yep. So you've broken her of her faith, basically, where she's like, now she's gonna go running back to Robillard, and Robillard is gonna have to fix her, and then Robillard's gonna have a talk with you about like, listen, we need to not be doing this.
I'm really sorry, Andrew. I totally should have told you to for corruption. That was
Is it too late? Can I
If you
spend
have
Fate?
no, if you have corruption, this would have been an appropriate time for it. Yes, yeah.
Yes, so can I
Sure.
I spend a Fate to fork it in?
You have
Is that
you
how it
spend a
works?
fate, and then
Yes.
corruption
You get
helps.
one
Yeah,
die.
you get
How
one
many?
back.
Well, how
Okay.
many corruption do you have? Because it might be.
I only have 3.
Okay. Yes. So you just
Yeah.
mark.
This definitely is going to earn me some more.
Yes. Okay. So you can.
come on, corruption.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you've got 1 success. That's 4.
Bullshit.
You can.
No,
spend-
I have
No,
5
that's
successes.
4. That's
Oh,
5.
that's 5. Yeah, it is because you were.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's 3.
I was only
4,
one
and 5.
shy.
Go
Yeah.
kill a
And
kid,
this is
Suffering.
Such a corruption.
Oh man,
move.
corruption is winning today. So like all the people with
Thank you,
magical
Dave,
power,
for the
the dark
reminder.
spirits are like, we can help you. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So Yeah, the whispering of
Ooh.
these outsider powers helps lend.
Success.
And so yeah, like a murderous glint flickers over Suffrance's eyes, and she stands up and she says, "Best to do it now, I think, before the others come home." And she just like walks out of the room.
Yeah, and Agata just nods like, yeah, good call. No, she's gonna go and prepare a space down in the dungeony in the exact same cell that she got brought here in.
Fuck,
As a matter of fact,
it's grim as shit.
she knows how many steps it is to get to
Uh
it,
huh. Mm-hmm.
so she'll go there and prep it.
Excellent. Yeah, I guarantee that she's not, because she's not a PC and because I get to drive my NPCs around like they're trucks on fire. Uh, I'm just gonna fork corruption for her every time she does anything now, basically, until she becomes a horrific corruption monstrosity. But you gotta
Uh,
start somewhere.
I know that life so well. It's a glorious life.
A life you know so very well. Um, cool. All right. So, let's. I'm trying to think if there's anything we can like jump into and do like a scene of, because we still got a little bit of time. Does anybody have something that they can think of like right off the top? Actually, Lodwick, do you want to take another meeting? I have one more thing that I would like to do with you if we could.
Yes, absolutely.
I know that it's kind of just me being like, here, let me put a thing on your plate, but I think you have other people clamoring for your attention.
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
So it's not Oberyn. Oberyn is still at the back of the back of the list here, but Truth needs to talk to you because you've been waiting on some information from him.
Sure have.
So you talked to Vasilev, and I think maybe like you've one and a half drinks have gone by since he left when you hear a on the door.
Yeah, do you think he waited politely for me to have 1.5 drinks and actually saw the dude getting dragged out with the bag on his head?
Hard to say. I mean, you don't like you don't know who it is. I guess the guard opens the door and then he turns to you and he says, "It's Truth."
Yep, I motioned for him to come in.
Okay, all right. So Truth comes in, and he nods at the bodyguard because they know each other, obviously. And he comes in, and he sees that you've been drinking. You had a drink. You get your like whiskey on the table. And
Afternoon drink.
yeah,
Probably.
and he
What?
says, "You spoke to Vasilev then."
Yes.
It's not my
Yes.
place to ask how it went. I'll let you keep that to yourself if you prefer.
Yes. What business do we have?
He nods like, "Okay, we're just going to get down to it." I have been speaking with some contacts in the city about the Chernaya, these people who have your sister. I'm afraid the news is not good. As far as anyone can tell, she's still alive. I have no reason to believe they'd kill her. It would gain them nothing. But if you do not wish to pay them, we are going to have to take some drastic measures.
I was prepared for as much, I think.
I hope so. I'm going to be frank with you. We know about your recent acquisition, the business you've been in. There's going to come a time very soon where the captain of the Green Mantle Company comes to deal with you to barter for swords, shields, and the like, equipment for his men.
And I smile as I think I come to the same conclusion he does. We could use them. Yes.
He says, the Green Mantle Company is notoriously loyal to the crown. They were built by the king's ancestors, swear fealty in the old ways to the house of Larix. There will be no swaying them away. It has been attempted. But my mistress has other connections. Dangerous men and women who, given the proper equipment, could deal with the Chernaya for you. Retrieve your sister.
I don't see anything wrong with using the resources that I've made available to myself for a good cause.
And he says, I have prepared a report, and he hands you a scroll that he's carrying.
Mm-hmm.
Do you take a look at it now?
Yes.
Okay.
I will read
Yeah,
it.
at a glance, it looks like Katerina and Truth have some ideas about what could be done with these weapons that you now possess. Who to put them in the hands of. She knows people who know people, and with crown grade steel and proper armor, yeah, they could probably take on the Chernaya. It would mean that when the captain of the Green Mantle Company comes a calling, you have to be like, sorry, dog, I don't have no weapons for you.
Okay, so that's the decision I have to make.
Mm-hmm. So you're looking over it, and how do you show any obvious response?
I think, um, how detailed it is, and the amount of different people that they suggest. Um, he very obviously raises an eyebrow. He says, "These are a lot more people than I would send to quietly get rid of some."
The time for quiet has passed. To deal with these insurrectionists, we're going to need to strike at the things that they own, their businesses, homes. This is a war. And in the end, we send them home. Remind them that Carpathia is not a safe place for them to operate. We'll retrieve your sister if you give us the means to do so.
I don't care about sending them home.
You
I'd rather
should.
send a message. Kill them.
And he pauses at that like, oh, I thought you were going to baby out on this.
And I shake my hand and I say, they will know soon enough that I do not intend to allow this to stand. You did not speak with Vasilev. We are to make an example of the leak.
And he nods and he says, you've done admirably protecting yourself from the eyes of the court, and the king is at present distracted by other matters. We hope that will continue. But arming a force such as this, especially with weapons intended for the Green Mantle Company, I have to know you understand what it is that you're doing, Lodwick. I mean no disrespect. I understand that you're a thoughtful man, but this is very serious. There is, of course, the consideration that if the king does choose to send his company after you, to apprehend you, because he will find out that this is your responsibility eventually. You've slowed him down, but he'll know if he does come after you. My mistress has promised the use of these men in your defense. As we have done with your home, we will continue to defend your interests.
Then I suppose these weapons will not be enough. We'll need some sort of edge. They're trained, they are soldiers, even without access to their weapons. And I have an idea for this.
Yeah,
There's a man.
Yeah, he waits patiently. Yeah.
The alchemist that my sister was sent to see. He's been doing some research. And I know that there are some terrifying implements that have made their way into the country recently. We do not have any at present, that perhaps he will know how to recreate them.
And yeah, and he nods and he says, "We are, of course, open to creative strategies if it means that we can assure that you and your family are kept safe in the future."
Yes, before we move ahead with this plan, give me some time. I will make this appointment with this man sooner rather than later. The quicker we can get the money into his hands, the quicker we can develop this advantage.
And he nods and he says, "I would advise you to move as quickly as you can. The Chernaya will not wait forever. I suspect that they are going to demand the ransom again soon. If there is an advantage to be had, let us seize it. If not," and he looks at the paper that you have like out on your desk. He says, "We require only your signature, and then the wheels will be put in motion."
Within the week, one way or the other, your men will have their weapons.
And he nods, and when he looks back at you, he smiles and he says, "Your men, Mr. Axter."
Yeah, and I think it's the probably the last shot of the scene
Yeah.
is that kind of still got the drink in his hand, and very slowly, a small smile on his face.
Right, like, oh yeah, that's right. My men. Cool. Yeah, yeah. All right, and then he goes out. Cool. Alessandra,
Okay,
do you have you or Joy have any like conversations, like a small scene that you want to do?
I can't think of anything that will take the like 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure there wasn't any like quick like, oh, I just wanted to like say hi to this person.
No pressing things. I think my next move is to go outside the castle.
Yeah,
so,
that's what I was thinking too.
or
Yeah,
not castle,
to connect,
but,
and that'll connect you back to the situation with Lodewijk
Yeah.
and Katerina and stuff. Yeah.
I mean, the only like pressing thing that's already been set up was wanting to go talk to like Neculi, but I think that's going to be more than like a 5-minute conversation.
yeah,
with
because
the
you do have
person
there'll be
involved.
some obstacles to
Yeah.
to overcome. Yeah.
Okay, so I don't really think there's anything
That's cool.
like,
We can do actually here. Let me stick around here. We can do like beliefs and instincts and make sure we talk about what we want to do for the next session. So, Joy, let's take a look at your beliefs, instincts, and traits. So
I think I resolved one.
I think
today.
you're friends with the minister now. Like,
Yeah.
the minister is kind of just like she's the person who's least likely and has been from the beginning to just dismiss you outright as like, oh, you're the jester, you don't have anything to offer me, and more like, yo, let's like talk about this stuff. And you made some success, you made some headway. I think it's still a new relationship, but yeah, I think you resolved that one for Persona. Totally.
Okay, cool. So I'll grab a persona for that one and come up with something else. The other two I would say fate.
I mean, okay, so here's the thing. You know that I think you picked up something
I'll
already. I think
find something to report back to
I
her.
think you
as
did.
well. Yeah, actually.
I think that one's resolved because now you know the minister of the Forest Territories wants to take the Green Mantle Company out of the city and go kick some peasant ass and recover the food they're supposedly hoarding.
Yeah.
So that's
Leaving the city undefended.
leaving the city undefended. Yeah, exactly.
Maybe you just need to use your persona on these rolls that you're like not getting any sixes on.
It's the evil wickedness of fate. You don't get any sixes.
So 2 persona and 1 fate on that.
Yep.
I think my new beliefs are going to be something like inform Ekaterina about the potential weakness of the Green Mantle Company, or like that they were going to do this plan. I'll come up with something like
think about because that should be easy, right? Like you won't, there won't really be any roles in doing that.
Yeah.
Think about what's the next step. Like in exchange for this information, I will trade the information I have with Ekaterina in exchange for.
Yeah, I will trade. Let's put that in right now.
Because now you've got something Ekaterina wants.
Information I have to Ekaterina in exchange for, what do I want? What does Joy want?
Riches, money, power.
Fat ducats.
Yeah.
A friend.
Ducat.
A friend. Oh.
Emilio.
I think like a permanent position in her employ sort of thing, like more of a thing where I'm not like having to go back to the castle and like beg for scraps around there.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to think about what exactly you want between
I
sessions,
will think about what I want.
Because then you can be like, yo, I know some
basis-
shit, but like you need to give me
the basis of the belief.
this. Yep,
And
okay.
my other belief, I think it's going to have something to do with the minister, but I haven't decided entirely.
Okay, cool.
Either the minister or one of the player characters.
I was gonna say you could write one about Alessandra, right? Because now she's like the subject of a miracle, and is either going to become more powerful or like a tool of the people around her, and you maybe want to get close to her or something.
Yeah. I'm not entirely sure. Get back to me. I'll have something written by the time we're done.
Yeah, and I'll keep an eye on all the indies between sessions and stuff so I can write my notes. Okay, cool. I dig it. Let's talk about Agatha.
Yo.
Agatha, who reminds me, actually, y'all do a good job of this. You remind me every episode. There's no good guys in this campaign. Nobody is even when we're like, yes, obviously, like Reza and Alessandra and the patriarchy and all that shit they're caught up in. Obviously, that stuff is bad. And then Agatha's like, go give me a baby. I need to do some bad magic. I'm like, cool. Everybody's just struggling. You're all struggling real bad.
You know, if you're on the bottom, you got to claw your way up.
That's right.
That's how it is.
Yeah, it's good. I was thinking about ways that this, like, because you're gonna have this interaction with Robillard where he's like, "What are you doing?" And Robillard is open to you being like, "Listen,
Wait, no.
No one's gonna rat me out, but it's still gonna come up."
Yeah, like obviously it'll happen, right? Like he's gonna come back and be like, "What is going on?" Eventually, because he wants to reintegrate you into court life. He wants to be like, look, there's a place for people like you, and he wants your magic, right? He wants like your aid. The two of you are more on a level, but he's also going to be like, okay, help me understand your weird plan here, because
he wants it all on his terms right now, which is unacceptable to Agatha.
Yeah. He got you to agree that you're part of his religion, and you want to be like, it's our religion, jackass.
Yeah.
I definitely think that for the two of you, the best solution is ultimately a canon that embraces and absorbs both beliefs, right? That the choir and the old ways both get twisted and become this new thing. But that'll
Whereas
require
both of us are taking a more hardline stance of not wanting our stuff to change and wanting the other stuff to fold it.
And I think it's one of those things that like Andrew and I as players are both interested in getting to that place, but we'll both have to play the like staunch, like, no, this way, because that's where this, like the fighting
and that's what Burning Wheel demands. Because when you're like, if you have a duel wits about it, you don't start at a compromise. You start way back and bargain down.
Exactly.
So all of that to say, I worked towards my second and third beliefs. I don't think I accomplished any of them, but definitely those two featured prominently. I think my first instinct took the story in an interesting direction.
Yes, absolutely. Like teaching Serica or teaching Suffrance, like This it
This
definitely
first lesson in witchcraft was
Yeah.
like, "Ooh, it's got weird."
and this is the great thing is that I believe in Agatha as a powerful independent operator. I do not believe in Agatha as a person who is good at teaching someone to handle power responsibly. Like this is gonna. I feel very much like this is gonna get into one of those fairly like Star Warsy things where you're like betrayed by your apprentice, or she becomes really powerful without you, and it's just like, cool, I'm gonna go burn the whole city down. Like, yeah, she's a lit fire, and where she ends up is gonna be
Let's be real. Step one, younglings.
right. Yeah, exactly. You're Palpatining her. Pretty
I did not say younglings at any point.
No, it's
Y'all brought the younglings into this.
Darth sufferance. She changes her name to Sister Suffering.
Yeah.
Nice.
And
So that definitely.
I don't think any of my traits spun things in a particular way.
No, not
I
unexpected.
played them all, and it was fun, and I enjoyed myself.
Good. You get the extrinsic reward of having a good time.
Yeah.
All right,
Triple fit.
Lady Alessandra. Let's talk about your stuff. So we talked a lot at the beginning about like you've got some opportunity here for Alessandra to. I want Alessandra and Robillard to have a conversation about the miracle because he's going to be like, yo.
There's no way that's not happening.
If it weren't for the hand of the angels, you would be dead. And
yeah, I think that the Robillard belief will probably switch to what the fuck was that, dude?
Yeah. Because for him, the story is what matters. This like saving you is important, but the story of like what would really be powerful here, he's gonna push for a like you need to address the court and tell them you were saved by the angels, you've seen the light of the choir, and like glory, glory, hallelujah. This needs to be a conversion thing. Because then everyone will follow. And that'll bring your esteem up too. But we'll have that conversation when we get there. I think having a belief about that is good.
Yeah. I didn't really get to talk to Neculi, but we set that up for next time.
And I think you get fate for that. You wanted to.
Yeah.
You worked towards it.
You told me I didn't have to roll, but like, yeah.
But you asked about it and like you showed concern and yeah.
I didn't talk about Agatha. I didn't get to really talk to Robillard because I was busy being miracled at.
Mm-hmm.
My instinct didn't like turn the story in an interesting direction, I don't think.
God, just think about how fucking entitled you're gonna be when everybody starts treating you like Alessandra the Blessed, like Heaven's Queen. Right? Jesus, you're gonna become the only way Alessandra could be
reputation.
The only way, no. So you could get rid of it by embracing and converting and whatever, and you could work to change that. But like the only way that Alessandra could be more stuck up and entitled is if she thinks that like she's supernaturally empowered.
God wills it.
Oh boy.
Obviously.
Fucking God's chosen.
I mean, why else would they save her? Obviously, because they think that she's great.
Yeah. It's fantastic.
So yeah, I don't think any of my traits complicated things.
No, I think you got the fate point and you set up some stuff for next time.
Yeah, so it'll be okay. We didn't do the time skip this time, but we didn't need to because I was all healed up by the gods or angels or whatever.
Yeah. Also, like,
how long has it been in terms of Agatha? Shouldn't you be like almost healed by now?
I'm very close. I think like a couple days are left.
Yeah, I think after. Let's just say this now. The next session will be the last session that you're injured, and then we can just wipe that shit away. So we'll do like one, or if it happens mid-session, then
or if we time skip or whatever, it's going to go.
Yeah, away. The only thing we can't time skip on is Ludovic's sister, right?
And also, Sufferance just went outside to get a baby, so unless that takes her like several days, that unfortunately will have to be when.
If I said to you right now, go kidnap someone's baby, how long would that take you?
I can get you a baby by 3 o'clock tomorrow. Nail polish.
Listen, she's gonna circles up a baby, and then steal it.
Easy life.
Listen, she shared a life path with it. Everybody's a baby at one point.
Agatha will have time while Sufferance is out gathering babies. I
figure at the very longest one more session, and then you're fine. All right, so Ludovic, who is realizing the power that he has in his hands now. Let's talk about your business. So you set yourself up for that first one for next time, that investigating saltpeter.
Oh dear, that second belief.
Do you want to hang on to this second belief? Do you still want to understand the suffering of the peasants of the lowborn and you'll better their lives through creating safety and restoring order to the kingdom? Do you still believe that's what you're doing?
And my follow-up question to that would be, how do you still believe that?
People, listen, justification is a powerful force.
I mean, I would need to hear it, is all I'm saying. I'm sure it could be done. The human mind is capable of a great deal.
No.
Yeah, you think that Baron Axter has given up on that you don't really feel like that's what you're doing anymore?
I think, yeah, the justification's there.
So I think it's more interesting. It's more interesting if you keep part of it and change some of it instead of just being like, I don't care about this anymore. Like if you're like, I understand the suffering of the peasants and the lowborn, I must take decisive action.
And I know what needs to be done to
right. Yeah.
That's what I did last time. I've moved it a little bit, and I'm going to move it further this time.
What do you want to change it to?
Understand the suffering of the peasants and the lowborn.
Belief just says fuck the peasants.
Fuck you, pay me.
What the peasants need is order to be put in their place.
That's right.
It's like they'll be much better off once I'm in charge.
Right, like I understand the suffering of the peasants and the lowborn. What this city needs is a man willing to seize control.
Yeah, I will take the reins of power for their sake, not my own.
I'm doing it for you.
Yeah.
What the city needs, someone to challenge the current system.
That's right. Because it used to be just like, oh, the nobles are so bad and they're going to go away on their own. And now it's like, no, we need to clean them out. We need to take charge here.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then for 3, I think you've shown that you are not to be taken lightly. I think you get a persona for that one. But you can keep the I will deal with these kidnappers part.
Yep. I will deal with these kidnappers. Yeah, I think it either goes, either I complete my first belief or I flip it. So I think it's what I said to Truth. I will deal with these kidnappers by arming people, by arming those dangerous enough to see to their demise.
Yeah, you're gonna get your revenge on the Chernaya for crossing you, right? It's gonna be like, cool, I'm gonna put all of these swords and shit in the hands of these people that a Camarina assures me are ready to act, and then we'll get rid of the Chernaya, send them packing back to fantasy analog Russia, and then they will know.
And it's either with the swords or whatever Saltpeter's been doing. Acid throwers.
Yeah, I mean you'll never get enough firearms to equip everybody, but you can create, maybe depending on how fast he can work and what he's got, and we'll make some rolls and stuff, but you may be able to outfit an elite cadre.
Just have a cannon and be like, cool, let's take the castle back.
Right.
We have a cannon.
Well, so that'll be the thing, is that so the funny thing here is that Lodovic represents a potentially massive supply of money. Saltpeter does not have money. He's got crazy ideas. And if you're like, my bank account is open to you, my friend, devise what you will, he might be like, cool, I have this thing. It's like a gun. I'm going to make a giant one. And then you can shoot it at whatever you don't like. And it'll blow over buildings and stuff.
Yep. Okay. So that's one fate, one persona. Mm-hmm. Instincts. It's not an opportunity for profit. It's almost playing on that belief, that instinct, but it's not quite. Yeah, I don't think any of the instincts took things in directions. I'm sure one of the traits did, but I don't know which one.
Yeah, I mean, I think you were playing to a different Lodovic than is on your sheet, which is good. That's how you grow. That's how you get new stuff on the sheet. But that it also means that you take that hit in not having your existing traits push you in a particular direction. So I think it's probably just for the beliefs.
Yeah.
Yeah, because and I mean, the thing with Lodovic too is that mostly his traits are there to help him succeed at resource rolls, so he can buy all the swords in Carpathia.
I think actually, if I was going to point at any of them, I would point at self-satisfied. But they've not got. Oh, traits have to get you in trouble. So.
Yes, yeah. Your self-satisfaction is later when you're like, hey, I'm so great and tough and cool. Yeah, when you're when the hubris hits.
A fate and persona.
Cool. So the city is currently in the situation where like the choir is on the rise, a secret coven is being built in the choir's seedy, witchy underbelly. A miracle has been performed, and maybe a new state religion is going to happen. Soren and Tabitha might be trying to fuck off and leave town because this place sucks. Joy is playing around in the intelligence community. I like that you're slowly becoming like Magus for hire, basically.
That's me.
Like it's so good. You're like
Joy, the sneaky one.
a solo agent where you're just like, I'm learning things from people who shouldn't be telling me stuff. And now there's this like weird foreign terrorist organization in exile trying to undermine the government and also kidnapping rich people's siblings. It's a mess.
Don't worry about that.
It's a whole mess. I love it. Cool. Well, that's it for today's episode. When we're not here doing this and entertaining you with the Burning Wheel, you can find all of us in various places on the internet. I will allow my dear friends to tell you about these things. Let's start over here with the lady Alessandra. Blue Jay, where can people find you when you're not here on Roll20 app doing your thing?
Well, you can find me in my houses at twitch.tv/bluejay, on Twitter at bluejay_712, Instagram and Patreon are bluejay712 with no underscore because like, I don't know, like I don't want the underscore. It's just someone's like, everyone takes my name. It's ridiculous. You can find me on Wednesday nights at twitch.tv/geekspacetv playing some Stars Without Number. You can find me and these other nerds on Fridays on twitch.tv/DND playing some, you guessed it, D&D.
It'd be really weird if you were like, you can find us on twitch.tv/D&D playing GURPS. Branding problems here.
Yep. And then on Sunday, this Sunday in 4 days, I think, which is really, really soon, Easter Sunday. I'm no raising, well, maybe some raising from the dead. We don't know, nobody knows. Anyway, I'm going to be doing a one-shot of Dungeon World. Sorry, Adam Kobol's multi-award winning tabletop role-playing game Dungeon World with Sage Latora on the drums. You said.
I did say. It's true. It's part of the contract.
And that's going to be on Sunday. It's my first time GMing, so come in and support me in doing a thing that all of these nerds have already done.
That's true. You're the last one to join the Game Masters Club.
Yep.
We'll teach you the secret handshake.
I mean, sooner or later, we all get there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I was told 2 years ago.
Yeah, it happened.
Here you are, getting there.
You did it. Excellent. Cool. Thank you, Blue Jay. Down below the Blue Jay, it's Don Lodovic, Dave the Human. Dave, where can people find you on the internets?
They can find me Dave_Human on Twitch, Dave_the_Human on Twitter. Thank you everybody for being really nice and kind and flattering. Even though I don't know how to process those. I need to subroutines. I need to update the firmware or something. I don't know, confusing with my metaphors. And for those who haven't seen, doing regular streaming now, relatively. So you can check me out tomorrow before Tomb of Annihilation on my channel if you want to do that.
Cool. Thank you, Dave. Game designer extraordinaire. It's Andrew, who plays the witch Agatha. When you're not here convincing people to steal other people's children, what are you up to and where can people find you?
The child doesn't necessarily belong to anyone, okay? They're
Can
free.
you even own a child?
They're their own person.
That's right.
And so you can find me on at Commuting Crow on Twitter and twitch.tv/actualfactual. I'm going to have a playtest of Girl by Moonlight on my own channel starting up in April on Sundays, and you can check that out. We're going to be getting back into the actual play Girl by Moonlight game on Thursday nights in April again. And I'm all over the freaking internet doing stuff. I was on that D&D podcast for an interview recently.
Hell
you should
yeah.
check that out, and all of their interviews, because they're good.
They're good stuff. I think Kira's going to be on soon.
Kira's on like tonight or
yeah,
something.
she's their next guest. Yeah, they're doing good. They're doing good work.
It's going to be rad.
Cool. And last but not least, star of screen and stage and LARP, it's Distracted Elf. Where can people find you on the internet?
Star of screen and stage and LARP.
Yeah, the three main places you can be famous.
Yeah, the three. Yeah, LARP is definitely one of those. Hi everybody, I'm Distracted Elf. Usually I do this in character, but I'm last this time and I'm a little off. So usually Adam throws me first. I'm ready with a thing, and then now I'm not. But anyway, you can find me at twitch.tv/DistractedElf or on Twitter at DistractedElf, where I hang out.
Excellent. Cool. Thank you. Hello, everybody. My name is Adam Coble. I am the GM in residence here at Roll20, and I play lots of role-playing games on the internet. There's this one. There's the Tomb of Annihilation, which we're going to be doing tomorrow. You can check that out, as Blue Jay said, twitch.tv/D&D. You can also find me over at twitch.tv/ImyJP. I'm currently running another Dungeons & Dragons game there, and I'll be starting a new Stars Without Number game soon, which is exciting because it's one of my favorite games of all time. I'm also occasionally in one-shots. So keep an eye on me on Twitter at Skinny Ghost. The most important thing, though, that you can do if you like watching these knuckleheads play games and you're like, this seems like fun. It is. Do it. Go to roll20.net. Start an account if you don't already have one. If you have one, gather your friends and fucking play some role-playing games because it's fun as shit. It doesn't always have to be like medieval suffering simulator. You can do other stuff. There are other role-playing games. You can find the one that's good for you. That'll do it for today's episode. We're coming up on episode 30 pretty soon. I'm excited. We'll have to do like another trait vote or something real quick. But we're going to be back in 2 weeks. Not next week, 2 weeks. I know it's sad because some of us have a convention to go to. So we've got PAX East and then we'll be back for that. But we'll see you all again tomorrow, I hope, for Tomb of Annihilation. That's it for us. Thank you so much for coming, everybody. I'm going to press this little button that turns off the stream. See you later.